The U.S. Quidditch live stream here in Columbia, South Carolina for U.S. Quidditch 9. I'm Brad Woznicki, and joining me now is Alex Martinez and David Wen. Guys, thanks for joining me on the broadcast.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Texas taking on App State, and we are underway. Texas, once again, one of the top teams so far in the U.S. Quidditch Cup. App State, 2-1 right now. You know, one of those teams that has looked good, and they're focused on points right now. Really placement for bracket play tomorrow. They look to be a team that's going to come out of this pool.
Yeah, they're looking to come out 2-2 with a couple of other teams in the pool. But if they play well, score the points they need to, they should be fine.
Yeah, this would be a huge upset too, I think, by everyone's standards.
If you're Texas right now, this is just one of those matches where, you know, yes, you're in good position in pool play, but if you make a statement, I think that would really say something about them. They'd be looking good going into their final match a little bit later today. You know, both of these teams coming out of Pool 10. And Texas later today will still have to play the SV Vipers. Texas certainly will be favored in that one. For Appalachian State, this is their last one of the day. So trying to finish strong. And good play that time with the quaffle to avoid the bludger. And it's Texas up 20-0 early. What did you guys see there from Texas that allowed that success? Because they got down the pitch pretty quickly.
Just the focus passing, really moving it down the field really quickly. Every pass made with a purpose.
That and
Good recovery by the keeper.
being aware of who had the bludger and putting themselves in a good position to block it and put it to the team.
Texas on the attack again. That one denied.
Wow.
Picked up and wait for the signal. It is good. 30-0. And David and Alex, while I got a chance to ask you, with Texas in front here early, you know, both of you are still somewhat new to the sport of Quidditch, and for both of you, this is your first World Cup experience being players now. David, we'll start with you. What have you liked about your experience so far here at Saluda Shoals Park?
Yeah, the play is just so high level. Like, I really hope our team can make it here, but I hope we can perform just as well as these. Like, they're fabulous.
From all the teams, like, they're just so well disciplined. I feel like that's really the step up from any standard USQ team to the ones that are here this weekend. Just every decision they make is perfect. They control their teams well. Every game's held with like respect. And then when it comes to the facilities, like every game, like they run behind a little, but this is well run for how many games are played in one day.
Yeah, and our facility that we have here, I was very impressed last year with Manchester Meadows. Once again, impressive here. From our viewpoint, this is basically a spot where you can see all the fields. And that's one of the greatest things about it. It's easy to get to, easy to move around, to see the teams that you want to see play in the matchups that you look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, 8 fields and being able to get from one field to the other, 10 minutes between each matchup is just really nice.
We have certainly had great conditions all day today for day one of U.S. Quidditch Cup 9. 40-0 Texas right now. App State still looking to try and find their offense, and frankly, it's just been possession time in favor of Texas.
At least they have bludger control now. Maybe they can do something on the offensive swing, you know, throw a bludger back and attack the Texas beater who has the lone bludger.
Texas looking to clear some room in front. Good bludger play.
And they're going to get control back.
We got the charge coming.
And
in.
that was-
Opportunity here. Whistle's blown.
Yeah, that was. I believe he threw the third bludger back when they had control. So I think that's what we're going to get a card maybe.
It was very close there between, you know, with a couple of bludgers loose, but I think you're right. So guys, I'll ask you this, from the play that you've seen so far, you know, what teams, I know everybody expects Texas to be strong, Lone Star QC as well, a lot of the Southwest region teams certainly going to be strong. What team has impressed you guys the most?
I'm actually a big fan of the Northeastern teams. I'm a big fan of Rochester and QC Boston. QC Boston just has this attitude about them that just makes them phenomenal because it takes the game to the next level. They do everything like they know they're going to get that catch. They know they're going to get that score. And just every decision they make, they know the results before it happens. I like that attitude.
I've been impressed with Virginia. I think there was a statement online about how if they were to take one game, they should be really happy with themselves. And I think they took their first two. I'm not sure if they played a third yet. But they had a huge upset against
I know they dropped to Kansas, but I'm pretty sure they beat Maelstrom in their third game by a snitch catch in a really tight one.
Yeah.
And Virginia right now 1-2. So still one more match to play today. But hey, it was a strong win for them when they did come out on top. They have to play Crimson Elite in their final match of the day, so that will be tough. Crimson Elite right now 2-0 in Pool 4.
Crimson Elite was definitely one of those teams that was underranked in their pod placement, in my opinion. I feel like they could have been placed in a higher pod than pod 5. But
And to be fair, you know, you look at the two losses for Virginia, Rochester United and Kansas. And Rochester United rolled past Kansas earlier. 13:54 on the clock right now, 50-0 Texas. Did see a similar start like this, not quite as quick, but when Ohio State built their lead earlier today. Ohio State coming out on top against Richmond, it was 60-0. Then Richmond, once it got to the seeker floor was open, they started to work their way back into it. At one point it was 70-40 before the snitch catch. You know, things didn't fall Richmond's way, but it was a smart team that I think people expect a little bit more from. But I give credit to Ohio State. Down behind them, getting loose and swatted there at the end. Total team effort there from Texas to deny App State their first goal. Wow.
one of the problems I'm seeing with App State is they're not one of the more physical teams. They like to get the interceptions on the passes rather than go for the good hard tackles. And that's kind of a hard thing to do against Texas, who is one of the better passing teams.
Yeah, good spacing from Texas, pretty good size as well, and able to deliver like that.
Oh, I think we're gonna talk about something. Maybe a continuation of the tackle as soon as she released the bludger, and then maybe, you know, like, I think it was a few seconds before she actually hit the ground.
We'll wait and see, just inside of 13 minutes until the seeker floor.
Currently, the last goal has not been counted.
Yeah, referees talking things over with a few of the Texas players. While they work on figuring this out, going to give you an update on the other matches going on right now. They're scheduled. Other matches going on. We also have Michigan versus Oklahoma State, Texas Cavalry versus Utah State, Arizona State versus Ohio University, North Carolina versus Northern Arizona, Miami of Ohio versus George Mason. That is going to be a huge matchup because both of those teams are right there, right on the line of trying to come out on top in pool play. Sam Houston versus Michigan State, and LA Gambits versus Richmond. Gambits favored in that one. Richmond, though, looking to try and finish strong. App State with possession of the quaffle right in midfield. A little bit of bludger help there. Thrown behind the goal, unable to make that catch. Quaffle loose, now Texas has it. Texas trying to use a little bit of their speed. Bludger play there. Smart play there.
Well done by the Appalachian beater.
Texas in control. They can afford to continue to use up some clock.
The second Texas beater's in the box. I guess he got a card before.
Texas definitely slowing the game down. They've got their 5-point lead. No need to rush into any hard tackles and get any injuries.
or exhaust yourself before your last game.
Well, and this is what makes a team like Texas so strong, their ability to change up the pace of the game and still have success. Because teams, that are familiar with Texas are going to try and change the pace on them, try and slow things down. And if you're a team like Texas, you want to slow things down. You want to make it a low-scoring game for any opponent.
Just as you said that, one through the hoops.
60-0.
As I'm very familiar with the Carolina Conference, I will give Appalachian credit. I've seen them come down from 6 points down below. I've seen them come down from 4 several times. They're one of those teams that got to get a feel for their opponent before they can really get going.
And North Carolina, one of the more talked about teams coming into this year's U.S. Quidditch Cup 9.
Yeah, we've only had the pleasure of playing them with like a small roster, but I think at our conference championships, their full roster, they looked unstoppable.
They actually upset UNC a couple of times during this season.
And one more for Texas, 70-0.
If you're Appalachian, you have to do something. They're getting very hype on the Texas sidelines. I don't think this is a team that you can let, get overexcited about the game.
And great bludger play there by number 5 for Texas. Clearing room out in front.
Great stop by the keeper in a 3v1 situation.
Now counterattack here from App State. And that one nowhere close. Approaching the 10-minute mark.
I think at this point, if you're App State, I'm willing to try anything, just to get on the board, just to get a sense of where you can put the ball easily through the hoops and trying to exploit a weakness.
But here's another thing. I'd agree with you. You'd like to see App State try and find some success in this, but they'll be able to learn from this. And a team that should definitely be in bracket play tomorrow, they could not see Texas tomorrow. They could find a way to continue to move on in bracket play without having to deal with the team.
Yeah, I think you would hope that, but I think that at pool is it's going to be potentially a lot of 2-2s, like maybe 3 sets.
Yeah, the earlier Southern Storm upset of Appalachian really mixed it up. Southern Storm winning by a snitch catch.
And in front, wide open. 90-0 your score.
Texas' bludger play is like they always know where each other are, and they're always going to resupply their extra beater with another quaffle.
And if you're Texas right now, you're averaging a goal a minute, so you're doing pretty good right now.
Yeah.
And with that one, it makes it 100-0.
App State still looking to get on the board. This is that point now where Texas can kind of mix up some of their lineups right now and get players in that may not have had a lot of time on the pitch today, get some fresh legs out there.
That's definitely one of the things you have to consider as the coach or a captain of a team is come day 2, there's going to be some tired legs. You really have to be using those second and third strings.
That, and if you wanted to try some different ideas, now's a good time.
Both teams can really use this as a learning experience. App can take something good away from Texas and use it against the other teams they might have to face tomorrow, and Texas can use this as a time to really figure out what their whole team can do.
This is one of the more dominant performances being seen here on pitch 1 today. Maryland dominant over British Columbia in the second match of the day. 160-50 was the final in that one. RPI looked in control against Northern Arizona, 210-120. Those are the 2 biggest differential matches. I'll tell you a surprise match that I had on here today. Rochester United versus Kansas, 120-40 the final in that one. And Kansas is a team that some people have said maybe won't get out of bracket play this year, but a majority still feels Kansas is a bracket team.
Yeah, it surprised me early. Kansas has got one of those stronger defense. They've got a lot of big bodies in the back, and it surprised me to see that kind of high scoring against them.
Kansas right now sitting at 1-2. Kansas will have to play Maelstrom today, and Maelstrom 0-3. They'll have nothing to lose. Virginia will have to play Crimson Elite. Right now it's between Virginia and Kansas for who's going to be that third team to come out of Pool 4.
You say they both had a game left for today?
They both have one game left. In fact, should be coming up here very soon. It hasn't already started. Again, we're a little bit, about a half an hour behind here on pitch one. Approaching the 6.5-minute mark. And 110-0 your score. And an easy giveaway there. Shot attempt there from App State, but not much on it.
I think that was a desperation shot. I don't think they had anyone near them, and I don't know, a lot of hope put into that shot with two beaters sitting at the back and a keeper.
Bludger play there will keep Texas off the board for now. Texas with a team like Augie Monroe on their team leading the way last year, and Augie playing for one of the community teams. Had an opportunity to see him earlier, and obviously a huge loss to graduation, but this Texas team is reloaded. That one thrown behind the hoop and knocked away.
That's one thing that's important to a team's like longevity and competitiveness. You have to be able to suffer those losses with your players getting older and moving on from the sport. But if you can take that and grow every year and maintain that, you will always draw attention, which will help you.
120-0 your score.
And of course it helps making the finals in 2014.
And Texas bludger play there. App State trying to get on the board. No.
So close.
We have a disagreement between the refs.
Shot came up just a little bit short, the little contact in front of the hoops.
Oh,
They are going to say goal.
After a ref's decision, App State is on the board, 120-10.
Good for App State to score there, 120-10. Now your score, Texas still in control. And that one to the excitement of the crowd. Inside of 5 minutes to play until Seeker floor. And that one denied. Good defense, able to get a hand out and knock it down.
One thing that really impresses me with these superior teams such as Texas is their ability to stay composed even with a 120-point lead. A lot of teams, they'll get up by 50 or more and they'll start to slack off thinking they're safe. And I feel like that's what really separates the superpowers from these mid-level teams.
Bludger play, Texas going the other way. 1-on-3. And that's good. Little dive and finish that time.
Oh no. So, I don't know. They're scoring so fast. It's App's pushing all their people forward. They're trying to get themselves back into the game. But
Still keeping up that 1 goal a minute pace.
yeah. All double beat. Yeah, there you go, baby.
Lawful control still in the hands of App State, and that one a little bit of English on that ball, got away. Got to avoid the bludger. And
We might see a card here. At least
That
back
one's definitely coming back.
what'd you see there, guys?
I believe there was a backside beat that I believe the keeper of Texas did not feel, and he finished the play there. Doesn't appear the ref's going to card him, just a back to hoops call here.
So lawful control will go to App State.
not for the life of me get eyes on App State's keeper.
For the Texas keeper, it's been mainly offense today. Everyone, I think, has really contributed at the defensive end for Texas.
Oh, good pick.
In front, knocked down, Texas keeper. Approaching the 3-minute mark. Bludger play right in the middle of the pitch. Texas behind the hoops, bludger play, quaffle loose.
Oh, and another beat. Wow.
Several good beats by the Appalachian defender.
3 players there for App State, and they come away with the quaffle.
I think beater is by far the toughest position to play because I think anything that goes wrong can fall back on you because you have the power to take anyone out for at least a couple of seconds.
Well, then you have to be aware so much of, who's leading, who's possession. Where do you need to be on that pitch, especially when the seeker floor opens up?
Yeah. And then it's follow the quaffle, follow the other team's beaters, worry about time. If you lose control, you have to go get control.
140 to 10 your score.
Slow walk out of the keeper zone. See what they can do with this possession.
One thing to note for our listening audience, Kansas versus Maelstrom will be on pitch 2, is on pitch 2, and Virginia versus Crimson Elite on pitch 3. That'll be the final match of the day on pitch 3 for Virginia and Crimson Elite. Inside of 2 minutes.
Really slow play. Let's hope something. I hope they don't roll over and take a loss. Maybe. Oh, I think it's time for the snitch to be released.
Inside of a minute until the seeker floor. With the snitch, yes, now on the pitch, getting loose. Maybe the snitch will be able to cause Texas a little bit of havoc. Although you're here right now, you're App State. You might see a snitch catch up their own just for point differential.
At this point, you really can't take any chances, especially without bludger control. Texas may find it easier to score.
Inside of 30 seconds. Quaffle kicked in the air to midfield. Snitch getting loose. Almost that time. Inside of 10 seconds.
Texas really slowing the game now, passing the quaffle around just outside of the goalie.
And that's the buzzer. The snitch is loose, one-on-one. And
oh, wow, that was close.
nearly a snitch catch. Seeker for Texas avoiding the bludger. Still one-on-one opportunity.
It's just so fast-paced.
Aggressiveness, the technique, and the strength for Texas Seeker. Right there, the bludger play coming right across the field. The referee not in bludger play. Another attempt at a snitch catch.
It looked like the Texas Seeker wasn't even going to allow the App Seeker to get even close and try to close out the point differential at the end.
160 to 20 now your score. Another attempt at a snitch catch.
Good beat.
And nearly a snitch catch. The effort there. One thing that the seeker for App State does have on Texas, he has a little bit more size and length, allowing for the reach around.
A lot of time with those long arms, you don't even really have to be the fastest seeker. You just have to get in tight with him so you can reach around.
Nearly a snitch catch. A little bit of havoc with about 4 players surrounding the snitch there.
He's just throwing him around like he's nothing.
Both seekers just relentless on the snitch right now.
Seeker and the snitch go down. Now bludger play. App State with an opportunity to go back after the snitch as Texas has put one more on the board, 170 to 20.
Something that's really mixed it up here is in this small play of snitch play, App has been able to gain bludger control. They've since scored 2 goals.
Snitch catch the focus right now for Texas. Bludger play.
At this point with bludger control, one thing Appalachian may need to consider is playing a defensive seeker game as to score more quaffle points.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting them that fast, you might want to consider, trying to extend it. And this is your last game.
And with another one by Appalachian.
Snitch catch attempt unsuccessful there for App State. Reach around, unsuccessful there for Texas.
It looks like they're still going after the snitch. Oh, good beat.
One-on-one here again. Opportunity for Texas trying to close this one out.
A no bludger situation for App.
There's bludger play. And App State able to avoid the bludger for a moment.
The rip was there, but he did not make possession all the way.
Hold on, a new sub for Texas.
A little bit more size here for the Texas Seeker.
Definitely longer arms.
And a snitch catch. Looked to be legal from our angle. Wait on the official signal. And that is it. We have completed this match. Texas with a dominant performance over App State. Your final score in this one, 200-40, the 3-time champs. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
That just goes to show what experience does for you. This is one of Appalachian's better runs in the World Cup so far, but this just shows that Texas' 3 years of back-to-back championship experience really holds on.
Your thoughts, David?
I don't. I
You were
guess.
impressed.